So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 13, published in June 1939, with story by Jerry Siegel and art by Joe Shuster. So we're going way back. Friend of the helpless and oppressed is Superman, a man possessing the strength of a dozen Samsons, lifting and rending gigantic weights, vaulting over skyscrapers, racing a bullet, possessing a skin impenetrable to even steel, are his physical assets used in his one-man battle against evil and injustice. The cab in which Clark Kent, ace reporter of the Daily Star, is driving to work is deliberately rammed by another cab. Yes, it was called the Daily Star originally. Watch out. You did that on purpose. Prove it. That was no accident. He deliberately ran into us. Why? He belongs to the Cab Protective League, an organization that is trying to victimize the independent companies. That evening, within the privacy of his apartment, Clark Kent discards his false attitude of meekness as he dons the Superman costume. Cab Protection League, eh? Sounds like just the sort of setup I like to break down. A lithe step brings the Man of Steel to the sill of his open window. Incredibly powerful muscles launch Superman out into the night. Ah, there it is, just a block away. Shortly later, a fantastic cloaked figure hurtles down among the shadows atop the Carlisle Cab Company, an independent company. It appears I've come just in time. Below, the boss says either you join the League or you get the same medicine some of your drivers got. You've assaulted my men and smashed my cars. Go back to your crooked chief and tell him I want nothing to do with him or the League. So you won't join, eh? Sure you won't change your mind? Go ahead and shoot, you bloody murderer. That's my cue. Pardon, but may I cut in? What in? Horning in, eh? Okay, you get the same medicine. Out flashes Superman's hand, quicker than the eye can follow, grasps the gun muzzle. Sorry, I don't like the kind of medicine you dish out. Holy smoke, you crushed it like it was paper. What is this? Strong guy, eh? Let's see if that jaw of yours can take it. Brother, you're a glutton for punishment. The racketeer rams his jaw against Superman's extended elbow, knocking himself unconscious. Ugh, crunch. Don't waste any time worrying about the Cab Protective League. It won't be pestering you or other independent owners any longer. But a moment later, up through the skylight, the racketeer, imprisoned under his arm, vaults Superman. High over the city races the champion of the oppressed with his captive. The racketeer revives. This can't be. I must be going mad. He's a human devil. I've got to escape. It broke. Water. Unharmed, but his great flying leap deflected, Superman smashes against a nearby building instead of alighting on it, as he had intended. Be careful. The two figures catapult toward the far distant streets below. Yeah! Superman succeeds in grasping a windowsill with one outflung hand, but the racketeer continues down towards his doom. Yes, originally he could not fly. I wonder what's keeping Pete. He should have returned from Carlisle long ago. Look out! Watch out, Chief! It's Pete. He's dead. Quick, into the building with me. If he hadn't tried to stab me, he'd be alive now, but the fate he received was exactly what he deserves. Within the office of the Cab Protective League. What gets me is why Pete should have committed suicide. It's not important. What I want to know is if old man Carlisle agreed to join the League. Hello, Carlisle. Reynolds of the Cab Protective League speaking. Have you decided to join our association? You and your racketeering pals can take a flying leap into the lake. I'm going to call on the police and tell them plenty. Come on, let's get going. Carlisle's threatened to shoot off his mouth to the cops. We'll shut that mouth of his for good. Just in time. We'll muss up that old geezer so bad his friends won't recognize him. And if he still refuses to join up and hold his tongue, we use the gat. What's wrong? Why don't we start moving? I can't understand it. The motor's running all right, but we don't move, and the emergency brake's off. The solution? Superman has a firm grip on the rear bumper. Nothing wrong with the engine. We'll have to take one of the other cabs. Look! It's rising off the floor. Who are you? Someone who dislikes you thoroughly. As Superman tears the car apart with his bare hands, the racketeers empty their guns at him. Get him! Kill him! Now is for you two. Don't touch me. Let me alone. I ain't done nothing. Take these sledgehammers and start smashing those cabs. Get me? I won't. Better do what he says, boss. Faster. A little more violence there. I'm doing the best I can. I still can't believe we're doing this. I must be dreaming. Get the idea? Reynolds attempts to sneak off when the Man of Steel takes his eyes off him. Now's my chance. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Would you like to smash those cars, or would you like me to smash you? Those cabs are worth a fortune. I won't smash them, I tell you. All I've got to do is increase the pressure of my grip, and the world will be rid of another rat. Put me down. I'll smash the cars, please. Then go to it. Into the massed autos of the Cab Protective League wades Superman, demolishing them in a great wave of destruction. Let's see how you like seeing your cars smashed. They're totally wrecked. You've ruined me. I'm not finished with you yet. You still have to pay for the lives of the rival cab drivers who were killed. Calling car K7 to the Cab Protective League garage. Residents report disturbance. I didn't kill those drivers myself. I just gave the orders. That makes you equally guilty. What's going on here? You heard Reynolds' confession. I leave the rest to you. Hold on. Where do you think you're going? So long, boys. My services are no longer required. Cab racketeer receives strong sentence. Within an auto bearing Reynolds towards Sing Sing. Mind if I smoke a copper? Okay, but don't try to pull anything. Gosh, it's sure getting stuffy in here. I'm dizzy. Saps. Never guessed that cigarette contained a mysterious gas that somehow doesn't affect Reynolds. Shortly later, the figures of the two policemen are callously dumped from the hurtling cab. Reynolds escapes. Captors gassed. Poison gas. That seems just a little too ingenious for Reynolds to have figured out for himself. I'd better look into this. That night, above the vicinity where Reynolds escaped, a dragnet was instantly thrown out. I'm counting on the hope he didn't get far. That abandoned police car near the dark cabin, perhaps. Down through the flimsy roof of the cabin hurtles Superman. Here's guessing I've guessed right. I found you, Reynolds. You don't scare me now. Look. What the? Surprised? The fiery eyes of the paralyzed cripple burn with terrible hatred and sinister intelligence. So we meet at last, eh? It was inevitable that we should clash. Who are you? The head of a vast ring of evil enterprises. Men like Reynolds are but my henchmen. You have interfered frequently with my plans, and it is time for you to be removed. If what you say is true, then thanks for giving me the opportunity to capture you. You may not find that as simple as it appears on the surface. You may possess unbelievable strength, but you are pitted yourself against a mental giant. I am known as the Ultra-Humanite. Why? Because a scientific experiment resulted in my possessing the most agile and learned brain on Earth. Unfortunately for mankind, I prefer to use my great intellect for crime. My goal, domination of the world. Abruptly, Superman sprints towards the crippled madman. Next instant, he stumbles amidst a sheet of flame. The current is off. You may examine him now. It was a clever idea to line a portion of the floor with electricity, Ultra. What the? He's still alive. He must be a Superman. That charge was enough to kill 500 men. As long as he lives, my enterprises will be menaced. Superman must die. He's securely tied. Quick, now before he regains consciousness. The Ultra-Humanite flings a switch. The great saw whirls and hums with activity. Closer toward the deadly revolving blades moves the unconscious Superman. Against the mighty saw moves the Man of Steel, a great rasping, the sound of cracking metal, and the saw explodes into 1,000 fragments. Reynolds dies a horrible death as one of the steely fragments pierces his throat. Narrowly missed me. Why's he got hair now? You signaled for us, Ultra? Get me out of here at once. Following their master's orders, the men pile wood against the side of the cabin, ignite it. Burn it to the ground. He can't survive fire. In a matter of seconds, the cabin becomes a mass of writhing flames. Hurry before someone comes to investigate. Moments later, a fantastic air vessel of the Ultra's own design takes to the sky in flight. Surrounded by flames, Superman revives. I've got to get out of here pronto. Up leaps Superman out of reach of the hungry blaze. Whew, that was almost the end of me. I'll bet that strange ship belongs to the Ultra-Humanite. His fiendish deviltry is going to end right now. Aboard the weird vessel. More speed. Superman escaped. He's overtaking us. I'm pressing it to the limit. Deliberately, Superman crashes into the plane propeller. That'll fix you. Down toward the distant Earth hurtles both doomed plane and Man of Steel. The Ultra-Humanite's vessel crumples sickeningly as it strikes the ground with a thunderous crash. Strange, I can't find any trace of the ultrahumanite. Well, that finishes his plan to control the Earth, or does it? See the center spread of this issue for an important announcement about Superman. I have no idea what it is.